Or you can blow out your air as much as possible to see the abs. So that's the sucked in version. Now try it blowing all your air out as if you're doing an ab pose.
Am I flexing the abs or not?
Flexing the abs. My personal opinion, this is...
Okay, Greg is gonna take me through a little bit of posing and then I wanna talk to you after. We have a little Q&A and there's some important things we gotta go over.
I'm excited, I can't wait.
Are you ecstatic?
I'm pumped. And
literally
so,
and figuratively.
I was really impressed with Jesse, especially in the back out there. He's like actually leaner, bigger than I thought. He has a really small waist, so I think he's gonna do really good in classic physique. He has a great physique, he's super lean. Check out the abs.
So you think classic, not men's?
Not bodybuilding, classic physique. Same as Chris Bumstead, not
really?
men's physique. We're wanting you to pose. You show off the quads. Yeah, that's what
So you're comparing me to Chris Bumstead?
Exactly.
Perfect.
This is your future. The natural Bumstead.
The natty bum?
Natty bum.
Or the unnatty bum?
Hopefully natty bum. We're hoping. And okay, so basically we want to stand relaxed. The first thing we're going to do, you get on stage, you're going to stand relaxed, you're going to judge it. You want your toes always pointing out and your heels should be roughly 6 inches apart. If you stand too far, it just looks odd. So you want your heels pretty close in, 6 inches or less.
Sometimes they say 6 inches is like four to 8. It's the right amount.
Yeah, somewhere around that area.
It's the perfect amount.
Exactly. Not too wide, you know, that's scary. The toes are pointed out, the knees are bent, and you are flexing hard. The entire time you're picturing pushing your feet outwards. So you should literally feel like your feet are about to go to the sides.
Weight on my heels or my toes?
You'd be sliding. So there's your weights on your toes, you're pushing this way, it's hard. So if I hit that, it should be solid.
Why is mine not that hard?
In comparison, watch the difference if I stand with my toes straight ahead versus like this. It gives you that width. Your hamstrings can appear. If you stand straight on, you can't see that. So let's see how you're doing. That's good. Hit there, yeah, definite contraction, you can see that. And you can see the hamstring on the inside. If you can't see that, you haven't pointed wide enough. All right, looks great. Next, you just suck in your stomach as much as possible.
Vacuum.
Breathe in, keep the chest up nice and high. Suck in the stomach. Tense the arms slightly. So basically, you make a fist. Tense the fist. When your hands open wide, it's bigger. The smaller you can make your fist, the bigger your arms look in comparison. Okay. So we're actually trying to grab our thumbs inside our hands to make it look even smaller. Lats are out, awkward. As opposed to sitting back like this. The lats are out. Shoulders up high, waist sucked in, legs out. And you have to stand like this for pretty much 10 minutes.
That's brutal.
Flexing everything, and you're like, your legs are tensing, all kinds of stuff's going on. This is the front relaxed pose.
It's so uncomfortable.
So I'm gonna see how you're doing.
Legs.
Legs. Always from the ground up, so the legs are built first. It looks great. Nice, the waist is in, tight. Great pose, you nailed it, you got it.
Oh.
Next up, and on stage, you can't. Yeah. So you'd be like, you're waiting for the next pose, you're tired, but you just gotta rush through it. But we're going to the next pose, it's gonna be the standing relaxed from the rear. So we're doing everything, except this time it's from the rear. Instead of flexing the quads, we're trying to flex the hamstrings, the muscles right here. So the same way, you want your feet about 6 inches apart, so get them in tight. Yep, the toes are still pointing out the same way, except instead of flexing outwards, you are pulling in here, exactly. You tense the hamstrings. If you hit it and it's tight, you're flexing it right. So you're literally pretending you're doing this with both legs at the same time. Pulling in, you can slightly go off your heels, a millimeter or two. That will engage the calf muscle, the gastrocnemius and soleus, flexing from the rear. Suck in the waist, chest up, and that is your standing relaxed pose. You're gonna see how it works. Looks great. It looks like you've practiced this before, to be honest. You got it right on the first try, so you're doing it right. From the front, we're gonna get into one of the most popular poses. It's gonna be the front double bicep.
Okay.
So we have 2 ways to do this. The way number 1, legs in the same position, and the other position, one leg out to the side. So we'll practice both. So
does it matter which leg? Can I do left?
It literally doesn't matter. Whatever one feels more comfortable. So do you want to practice the leg out?
I normally go like this.
All right, so
I like my left leg.
So so with the leg out, doing the classic physique pose, we're trying to get this muscle to appear. Okay? So the legs out, toe, weight on the toe, pushing out, and you're not flexing it down like this, you're flexing it out. You want to see that cord come up, hamstring visible, and your weight is on the toe, but you can see that vastus medialis. That's great. You can see that. Perfect. And hit the front double bicep. Elbows higher than your shoulders. Good. Hands in a bit tighter. Fists, your thumbs inside. Perfect. And we have two options. You can suck in your stomach as much as possible, or you can blow out your air as much as possible to see the abs. So that's the sucked in version. Now try it blowing all your air out as if you're doing an ab pose.
Am I flexing the abs or not?
Flexing the abs. My personal opinion, this looks better for you. Some people, like Chris Bumstead, looks better with the vacuum pose, sucking in.
I'm smaller waisted like this.
You have great abs. I like seeing the abs on this pose. It looks good. And from here, there's so many things he can do. He can put the arm out and do, for example, the archer pose. Exactly. So he got that pose. He can come across like this, have one higher, looking up, all the aesthetics poses. Z's. You have all those poses, and if you have a strong abdominal core, as Jesse does, you want to take advantage of that. And so although he could be doing a vacuum pose here, for him, I just don't think it works, but this looks great. You literally look 6 weeks out from like premier contest shape, like shredded. On stage, you could definitely do well. Classic physique.
So we'll rush it in 4.
You could. It's just, if you try to rush things, what happens is you lose some muscle tissue into the dieting process. The slower you lose weight, the less you're gonna suffer, the easier it'll come off, the less muscle you're gonna lose. Disadvantage, you gotta diet longer.
Yeah.
All right, so there, let's see the front double bicep, pose of choice. And there you have it, front double bicep. Next up, let's do the back double bicep.
Oh yeah.
Front and then back. So from the back, one leg comes back, and what you want to do is you want to actually touch your hamstring to make sure it's engaged. Ensure that you're flexing it. You're going to have your knee bent, so you have a good bend there, toes in. And some people will perform better with the foot slightly further back, some people closer in. It all depends what you can feel. So when you're flexing your hamstring, just make sure it's engaged. Does it feel better here? Does it feel better here? Way back there, whatever works for you.
Okay.
So let's see.
I like it here.
Yeah, you can definitely see it there. Personally, I would probably put it a little bit further back than that, perhaps yeah, I think that looks better.
Looks better?
And for the back double bicep, you want to be blowing out all your air here. When you blow your air, it tightens all the muscles. You can see all those little grooves and crevices, all the bumps. Excellent. You're always leaning slightly back, so the shoulders are leaning back as compared to the waist. The further the waist is from the judge's eyes, the bigger the back's gonna appear. So if his back is closer to my eyes than his waist, this looks bigger and that looks smaller. It's why people do this in camera photos all the time for Instagram. They lean way back and they do this, and then their backs look way bigger than their waist. And exactly, you can do various positions, various hand poses. And so let's see from start to finish, from the ground up. Let's do it one more time from the back. Good, hamstring is flexed. Perfect, lean back a little bit more from the top, right here, exactly. Great pose. Awesome. And
that is exhausting.
In bodybuilding, we have to do the lats pose, classic physique, there's no lat pose.
Oh, okay. I have a pretty good one.
Front lat spread, my worst pose. Let's do that one next. And so front lat spread, the great thing is the legs, once you're in this pose, literally, this is the pose. You're in your front relaxed.
I have such small
and you're done.
in my neck that I look so small, like
you're actually not flexing like you're literally in this pose when you're standing relaxed like this. A front lat spread, all you're doing is trying to make your waist look smaller by putting your thumb into your lower waist. So literally, you're doing the pose here, you grab your skin here, push it in, and lift up. Chest comes up a little bit, legs are still flexed, no difference. So don't forget to do from the ground up, and it's literally a standing relaxed pose. And the funny thing, if you were a bodybuilder, literally the exact same thing, the lats pose from the front, the only difference is you're flexing your hamstrings here, you're doing the exact same thing. Turning from the front, there's no difference. Like, you could literally spin yourself around and you are doing a front lat spread and a rear lat spread. It's that simple. And so when you do transitions and stuff, you literally could be doing a pose like this and you can twist around and come, because it looks the same from the front as from the rear. You're just flexing a little bit different in the back of the legs.
Ready?
I'm always ready. Pose looks good. Next up, thigh and abdominal.
Oh, okay, that's my
This should be your pose. And so for this one, we're doing the leg first. We got a couple things we can do. It's fun, you can do all the fancy stuff and the routine you love. That's the one thing about classic physique, you get to do a routine, you get to pose and do what you want. So what you want to think about is how to make your leg look massive first. If you just do this, you can show all the cuts when you're really lean. You can do that and you will see some striations if you get really lean, some sideways lines. Guys who get really cut, you see that? But what you want to do is you want to start and show the thickness. If you have hamstrings, some inner thighs, you want to show that out. So you point your toe, heel in. Okay, push hard, like that. You push in, you are showing the leg, they are seeing the thickness. My leg looks big because my hamstrings are well developed. So you're pushing down, you see the quad, but you see the hamstring as well. Hands over your head, blow out your air, and then you flex down after. So it gives the guys, the judges, females, whoever, a chance to look at everything. So we're flexing, flex there, you can go back, and you're blowing out all your air. You should be able to hit the side, the front, everything looks good. Very strong abdominal wall here. That's like, your abs are really good, that's what your strength is. So when you get shredded on stage, that's what all the eyes, the judges, the first thing they see is the center of your body. You have abs, judges are looking there, and then they start saying, does he have a chest, does he have legs? Everything starts from the front. If you don't have good abs, it's a tough long hill battle. You got abs, you can work on the muscle, you can get the chest and the arms after that.
I've always had like a six-pack since I was like 4.
I never had an ab in my life until 8 weeks after my first show. And I was like, with good lighting and leaning back, I was like, wait a minute, I think I see something. I was in grade 12. First time I'd ever seen abs. The thing with side chest is, it's not just the chest, it's a lot the legs. Really important to get the legs set. So what you want to do is, your front toe is going to be halfway up on your foot, touching, okay? Touching, knees bent, and you're trying to show this is where you're starting. It's always from the ground up. So you want to show as many, you see these kind of sideways lines? You're trying to see as many of those as you can. Are you pushing
sideways?
I'm literally like putting it like that, and then as I lean down, I'm putting my weight on this foot. So like I'm holding almost all my weight on here because I'm engaging my quad to get it flexed. Like if you want to flex your bicep, you flex your bicep. So if I don't flex this leg, you're not going to see everything going on. As soon as I put weight on it, it's making it contract. So I'm touching, hamstrings are touching in here, so that's tight. Leaning down, the more you lean, the more you can get like your hamstrings. Yes, exactly.
Cheaters.
Come like that, and so basically come out like that, flex your tricep first, show the judges you got a tricep. Hands on your wrist, pull in, chest up high, and then you can kind of twist to the judges. And never forgetting about the quads, flexing the calves first, calves, quads, and side chest. And that's how it's done. It looks good. Very classic looking side chest you have. I tend to lean in a little bit more, trying to get my quads. And you can absolutely do the other side. Same thing. You flex the calf first, quads, and flex to the side. You can twist in low and show obliques, or you can kind of like go more like Arnold did.
Yeah.
Be up high in the top.
Oh, I'm freaking sore.
So next up, favorite classic physique pose, we're gonna try the side tricep. The beauty of it is we already know how to do this part.
It's the same exact thing?
It's the exact same thing. You've got everything. Instead of doing it here like that, we're grabbing around the back, putting our hands into our fingers like this behind the back.
Supposed to do it?
Yeah, like you're gonna grab here. If you're not so jacked, you can probably reach around and grab the wrist. When I was younger, I used to be able to do that. As I got older, I was like, I can't do that. I just can't. So yeah, so I grab the hands, but if you're really super flexible, I can't do it anymore. I'm just too unflexible. But yeah, same pose, blow out the air, flex that, and turn to the side. And the more you kind of stretch out, you'll see more of the obliques blowing all your air, being tight. And you would look sick in this pose, especially like the leaner you got. This probably be your best pose, because it's honestly, that's like my physique. I had those kind of abs when I was like your age. And when I get shredded, you can see everything, and that's all you would see. You blow out, and all you can see is abs, front and back.
My obliques have always been my strong point.
Perhaps all the sports you're throwing.
A million reps left and right.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a swimmer.
I used to have thicker abs too. Like they were even like
More developed.
more developed. I don't train them on purpose.
But yeah, let's see that side tricep again. This is your best favorite classic physique pose. I would say his best pose. Twist to the side, turn more. Yeah, and with every % body fat, that would be so dry. Like I can just see it. Like the potential is ridiculous. Like it's absolutely mind blowing. Like your abs are perfect. The obliques are very visible. If you got lean and you just had that kind of standing look, it would just be sick. Not that it doesn't look great now, but another level up for a show.
Another level up. Maybe in a few months.
But honestly, you could compete at, like, if you didn't diet and you showed up to a show like this, you'd still do good. You'd beat half the guys, even in your off season.
That's crazy.
So it's not like,
I thought about doing that for a video.
oh, absolutely, you should do it.
Like go, stepping on stage with
do like
zero,
one,
like 1 week.
Like one peak week, like, and literally in a peak week, you could look like you dieted for 3 weeks. You get 12%, you could look 9.
I should do that for a video.
I would. I would for sure do it. It's like,
You want to coach me for it?
I will for sure.
Does that mean I have to go in little tights?
They are like,
Not to be that guy. What are they called? Shorts?
it would be about, it would look about like my underwear, like this long.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
like right there. It doesn't quite show the glutes. No, it's not like the bodybuilder poses,
much.
but I would do it.
Honestly, I probably really wouldn't care.
As if you'd be too shy to do that.
I know, right? You know
Like,
what's hilarious?
you'd wear a
I had
bikini and
a
compete in the
meetup.
women's division.
Yeah, I know. So I've put on a bikini for a video before.
Yeah, I've seen it, so.